All right, hey, I just wanted to check in because I finished another book and I need to talk about this one. Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica. That's how I'm going to say her name. This is probably my favorite book I've ever read. I'm just going to start that off right off the bat. I can't believe this book. The premise of this book is really gruesome and gross. Essentially, there was a virus that went around and plagued all the animals and made it so humans could no longer eat meat. And they ended up resorting to cannibalism, essentially. And they started breeding specific humans with the sole purpose of eating them, like they were cows or something. And the main character works at a processing plant for humans. He works at a slaughterhouse. He's like the second in command there. A little bit about Marcos, though. His dad, I believe, founded the plant, and when it was like a beef slaughter plant or whatever, pork and stuff. His dad is now kind of sick and in his last days and lives at like a nursing home, and a lot of what Marcos does is to support his dad. He tries to take care of his finances and stuff. He tries to take care of all of his health. He visits him, and his sister doesn't go and do any of those things. She kind of lives in the city far away and is really afraid of all the animals. She has an umbrella constantly when she's outside because she's afraid of birds flying by and pooping on her because they haven't eradicated all the animals yet. Speaking of that, actually, I want to go into that a little more. They talk about having to put down their pets, having to kill all of the livestock and things like that, and trying to eradicate this virus that has plagued all of the meat. The early days of the transition are described as hectic as fuck. Everybody trying to kill and eat each other. There's hearses, is that what they're called? Hearses, I think, were overturned, and people would steal the dead bodies out of them to try to eat them. There was attacks on like funeral processions and stuff to try to get their food because they wanted their protein. And it's just fucking insane. The shit that is described in here, it makes you so queasy. It's unbelievable. There was actually one whole chapter I struggled reading. I was having a really hard time getting through it because it was making me feel so uncomfortable, but in a good way. It's not something I've read before, and it's kind of opened my eyes to a whole new world of what can really be written compared to shown. I feel like this would be an awesome movie, but at the same time, I don't want this to ever be a movie because I feel like it would ruin so much. But I would love to see it too. I don't know. This is crazy. The main character is insane. There's a whole subplot I haven't even talked about right here that I don't want to spoil, but just know it is awesome. It's the way it I can't even talk. That's how good this book is. I just finished reading it, by the way. That's why I literally just finished it. I sat for a solid 10 minutes with my thoughts and then hit record. I just wanted to make this video to talk about how much of a 6 out of 5 this book is. It's going to probably sit with me the rest of my life. It is one of the few books that I'm already excited to go back and reread just because of how insane it is and how much it made me really think about kind of how humans act and how we treat each other. It's crazy. This book is awesome. Highly recommended to a lot of people. I wouldn't say anyone because it might make you very queasy. There's some disturbing things described in this book. The most disturbing things I've ever seen described so far. So 6 out of 5, I like it a lot. Highly recommend.